Welcome to The Pod Has Been Cast special interlude edition. Time skip. If you're joining us on video, if you're listening to this, don't worry about it. We are.
Wait, you can't just say that and not explain
it. Well, some time has passed since we last convened, and if you're
I've
watching
been to
this,
the other side of the planet since we last.
That's true.
Wow.
Nix has had the good bread.
I'm a doctor now.
Yeah.
Just call me Dr. Jules.
And we've all gotten really good at jokes. Welcome back, everyone.
Did Bianca just insult our funny?
Yeah, dude.
No.
Straight up.
I was being
Cold.
serious. Welcome back, friends, fams, folks across the nation. We have stepped away from the world of the void to enter the realm of Divination, a tarot-driven tabletop role-playing game exploring the esoteric arts. Who's playing with me today?
What's up, y'all? I'm Jules. I use they, them pronouns, and I am playing the Emperor. All bow before me and my pronouns, which are he, him. Serfs.
Yo, what up, Divination? My name is James, and I regret doing that immediately.
I
don't. My name is James. I use they, he pronouns, and I am playing the magician who uses he, him pronouns.
Hello, my name is Alina, and I use they, them pronouns with a preference for my name. And I am playing the Thule, who also uses they, them pronouns.
And I'm Nyx. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing the Hierophant who has never really taken a stand on any pronouns.
And I'm Bianca. I use they, them pronouns, and I will be your diviner this evening. We will take a moment of pause and reflection to check in with our mysterious narrator to find out what happened last time. Okay, welcome back. We are in the Institute. Everything is still in that grainy home video sepia. Everyone is still frozen. Well, almost everyone. Phyllis still stands near the judge's table. She rests her weight against a staff striped black and white as the Sphinx's. They circle around her, then begin weaving among the tables in the library, prowling bodyguards. Doc Barb slowly mirrors their movement, trying to move closer to you and your table. I want to go internal for a moment. I just want to check in with everyone. I want to know what you're thinking and what your immediate goal is. We've just had a bunch of chaos. We've accidentally cracked the code. There are Sphinxes here. Everyone's frozen. Vibe check. How are we feeling?
Horrified.
Okay.
Absolutely horrified and flabbergasted. I think the Fool is like most concerned personally with the team back at the table and getting back into proximity with them. But the Fool is still bald and still and still really feeling it. Feeling that.
Cool,
chaos.
you're in control now, right?
I am.
Okay.
What's Asmodeus doing during all of this?
I think Asmodeus has gone like still as a statue, and it's like extremely off-putting. Like he's just on the lectern, frozen.
I'm imagining that
the monkey lost all of its hair too.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yes.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Good. Okay, so that's the Fool. How is everyone else feeling?
I think the Emperor, fresh off a recent tantrum, just like, was feeling extremely low, feeling like he let his subjects down, but is still a child and has now like found something else that is more interesting than that. And like seeing these like Sphinxes and magic kind of moving on us feels like this is an attack, like we're under siege, and that's like a language that the Emperor understands. So the Emperor has once again drawn his blade and is like standing up on top of his throne, like at the ready to attack.
I love it. Hierophant, magician, how are we feeling?
The Hierophant's cloud is so motionless that if any of you looked over, you might mistakenly think that I was frozen, like the scene around us. But if you look real closely, you'll notice that the individual quills, the individual fireflies, are all just barely moving in place to stay afloat. But the cloud as a whole is not changing shape, is not glowing, is not doing any of the normal things that it does. And I think I am most concerned at this point about Roderick. We've had a really up and down last, 12 hours or so with poor Roderick. And I am most worried. I mean, obviously I'm freaking out and I want to know what Doc Barb is doing and what the hell is going on, but I think Roderick is forefront of my mind.
Nice. Magician?
I mean, like at this point, so the magician is most concerned right now with answers. I mean, the immediate reaction to sphinxes coming out of nowhere should generally be, "What the hell's going on?"
Yeah.
And
Reasonable.
I honestly like. I think the magician is equally as frozen as Osmodeus. Like he's just kind of standing there, like, okay, well, I just told the fool that they should go do havoc things, and I think I might have been wrong. Yeah, fully not moving anywhere. And like, so what you see too is like, for just a brief moment, you can see kind of the halo of like a lot of quote unquote like constituents or something like that, all kind of like trying to ask the magician what he wants to do or like what's next. But he's like not. He's like kind of pushing the microphones away a little bit.
Yep.
I'm gonna picture it like that.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
a lot of stillness and quiet, save for the emperor who has leapt onto his throne and has sort of thrust his sword in the air and is prepared for battle. Do you speak to each other? Do you say anything in this moment?
The Emperor will yell to the fool, "Charge, fool! We're under attack! Get your head in the game!"
I think that pulls me out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to buzz over toward the lectern and just say, I wouldn't go charging anywhere until we know more. Assess the situation.
The fool is kind of like twitchy because they're like I think their instinct is also to kind of like charge. But again, Hierophant is mommy. Hierophant is we respect.
Hashtag Hierophant is mommy.
Hashtag.
You can get our merch if you're on the
Yeah,
Patreon.
on the shop online.
I can't wait to see the puppet for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's like kind of like the like twitch of like someone who's like being held back from doing something, like trying to get a handle on their emotions.
What
But
does
everything's still frozen, right?
Yeah, so everything around you is frozen. It's this like sepia tone. You sort of feel like you're in a home video, but you are moving. The sphinxes are moving. Phyllis is moving, and Doc Barb is moving. So you are all sort of like existing in this space together.
Okay. Okay.
What do you do? I'll say that by this point, I'd say probably like a minute has passed, maybe externally. Carlyle is under your control, fool. Is there anything that you do?
I take a few steps towards Phyllis, with fervor and intent, and I say, "What's happening? What do you want from me? What are you doing?"
Good questions.
Good questions. Good questions. She smiles and she sort of points the staff in your directions and she says, "She did say you were a bright one." And then from the other side of the room where Doc Barb is, you hear her say, "You're too willful." And Phyllis keeps her gaze on you and she says, "What do I want?" "Well, I got what I want. What do you want?"
I want everyone to be safe. I want to get out of this horrifying mess.
"Mess? What mess? Everything's gone well so far. You cracked the code. You won."
What does that mean? What's winning?
"Well, I guess it depends on how you look at it." Winning would put you in power if you wanted it.
W- We had a dream. I had a dream.
I
I, the Carlyle,
one.
one being that is me.
Lyle. We're trying to get him to call us Lyle.
Oh shit, we forgot the Lyle thing. Fool, Lyle.
Quick.
This is
Have
not
some
the time to
time.
be thinking about nicknames. What?
This might be our last chance.
I had a dream. You do you know about that dream?
Well, we all have our own dreams in time, and Doc Barb says, don't lie to him. And Phyllis sort of waves her off, and she says, well, yes, I was sort of hoping you would have a dream. I was hoping to awaken you to your higher potential, and it worked. Here you are.
Okay. So what do you want from me now?
Well, you can either join me, or you can join me in a different way. I could use you. You have great potential.
You want to sacrifice me?
Sure, if you want to put it that way, but it doesn't have to be that way.
It doesn't sound like that's much of a choice.
Oh, there's always a choice.
And then I turn inward.
Yeah. So, what do we think?
So guys, what do I say to the horribly scary woman in front of me?
Is she the artifact? She just said she'd use us.
That right, and wasn't there didn't they say that like they would sacrifice us so that something else would be awoken?
It's the prophecy or whatever it is. It was like the artifact is going to use you, or it's going to devour you, or God, I don't remember anymore. Everything is happening so fast. What?
Is Doc Barb working with this lady?
That doesn't make any sense, but it seems like it. I mean, we were warned that we were being used, and
Doc Barb told us to throw the competition, though.
yeah,
But why isn't Doc Barb frozen?
Well, obviously she knows what this is all about. She's connected to this somehow, but I don't think she's on the same side of things as Phyllis is, because she wanted us to stop the solving of the code. And the solving of the code is clearly what precipitated all of this.
I think that Phyllis is not going to give us any straightforward answers. So I'm going to try Doc Barb. And then I turn to Doc Barb.
Mhm.
And I say, well, she's speaking in riddles. Can you tell me how you got me into this mess and what you want from me? I can't believe that you would do this.
And you say that, and she sort of like recoils a little from like hearing you say, "I can't believe you would do this to me." And she tries to move closer to you, but one of the sphinxes cuts off her path, and so she stays. And she says, "It's gonna sound crazy, but I just need you to believe me. You have been awoken to a greater power within you. There are people, students like you, and paragons like me, and we walk a very special road. Some of us," and she looks over at Phyllis, "stray from the path and put other people's lives in danger, but you don't have to do that. You can help me. We can fix this."
I don't know how you expect me to trust you. Okay, so let's say that I do embrace this power. Does that mean that everybody gets to go home safe?
And she looks to Phyllis, and she says, "Well, I don't know. I can't guarantee that. I don't know what she's going to do, but I can tell you this. These," and the sphinxes are still moving between you. Well, they're not interested in your friends. They wouldn't, they couldn't, I don't think. Just people like us with power.
Okay. And then I turn to Phyllis and I say, okay, what do you want me to do?
Well, I just want you to come with me and we'll leave. And I'll use your special little brain to crack all kinds of codes and we'll gather all sorts of power. Artifacts like you wouldn't believe. This is just the beginning.
And if I go with you, am I allowed to leave?
Well, what do you think?
And then the fool books it in the opposite direction, just starts running. Just starts
Chaos.
running away and hitting books off of tables and shelves and trying to down giant bookshelves and goes as far away from our friends as absolutely possible.
Cool. Heading like further into the library.
Yeah, and
Cool.
or like even like the halls or like wherever, just like bobbing and weaving, you know.
Yeah, bobbing and weaving in a library setting. Not often you get to run around in one of those. I think this calls for a test.
Okay.
I would say an active test of vitality, calling upon physical or mental energy, endurance, stamina, and speed. This would be a test of wands, and it would be active. I'm going to say that this is. I'm going to put you at one risk, so we've got a 7. What is your wands suit?
I don't have a modifier.
Great. 0. Since this is an active test, since this is an active test, you'll need a 7 through a 10 to pass. Does anyone have anything they would like to do to assist the fool in running away?
So sorry. The symbols on our powers again. White crown with an X on it is we're not in control, right?
Mm-hmm.
Black crown on top of the white crown with the X on it means we're in control by ourselves.
Yes,
And
solo
black
control.
crown means like solo or joint control, right? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I have nothing, but I just wanted to make
No, but
I
it's
got
good to
nothing at
review.
all.
It's good to
I
review.
wanted to make sure I had nothing.
Yeah. It's been a little bit of time since we've all gotten to hang out and play the game together, so I think it's good. Not for the listeners at home, but for us here in the studio.
Hey, what's good for the goose is good for the listeners at home.
Amen. That's what I have always said.
While we're doing those little businessy things, I just want to let you know that if you remember last episode, I was rich with XP. And so
Yes.
while that conversation was happening, I quietly traded 4 of those XP for 2 of my psyche back.
Nice.
Smart.
Can't do anything with those psyche. I have nothing to offer in this moment, but I've got 3 of them now. So
But
But
wanted
hey, it's
to.
good to have.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, because
Okay.
we can't do. Oh, and it also costs something to do co-control. Okay, cool. All right, I'm just revisiting.
Yeah, we're
the
just
world
doing a
of
little
divination.
refresh. Yeah, of course. No, it's good. We're all learning together. This is like an educational experience also. Yeah, no, it's
All right, fool, you're on your own.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm speeding. I'm zippy zapping zopping for the theater kids out there.
No, please, no, don't
Three
summon them.
flashbacks for a second there.
This is an active test of vitality. You need between a 7 and a 10 to succeed.
Okay.
Let's draw some cards.
Okay.
Fool. 1, 2, or 3.
3.
Hell yeah.
we're doing this again.
Hell yeah. Okay. That is the 9 of
Whew.
Cups, which is a
Yeah.
success. Hooray!
I wasn't even worried.
I had nothing to be worried about. Nothing at all. You successfully achieve your goal. So the 9 of Cups is all about success. It's about satisfaction. It's about wish fulfillment. It's about completion. So what you set out to do, you have done. And I know it's a really scary situation, but there is something kind of like crazy fun, chaotic about getting to like sprint through a library and like knock down bookshelves. So like,
Destroy.
yeah, tell us a little bit about like what you're feeling, what it looks like, what your ultimate goal is, so that I can then adjust to your success.
Sure. I think as we're like sprinting around and throwing things to the ground and knocking over potted plants or whatever is in a fancy library and statues and whatever, I think like this sense of exhilaration comes over the Fool and Carlyle. And there's almost like the chaos that has been in their mind this whole time quiets just for a minute, or at least goes like blank, silent, at least. Um, and they can like feel their heart beating. Um, and all they can think is just like uh, 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 get away and trying. I think also the Fool is like trying to be observant of their surroundings. If there is like magical shit in this library and I'm told that I have power that has been awoken within me, I'm trying to think of any way I could possibly access that.
Yeah, I will say that since you are specifically looking for magical items that will help you, as you are like sprinting and causing chaos, um, Carlisle, remind me, does Carlisle carry like a little bag? Does Carlisle have like a little satchel in which they keep all of their items? Is where are they keeping their items? Where do they hold their things?
I think it would be fun to do a little messenger bag moment.
Yeah.
They give me messenger vibes for sure.
We
Need
really
somewhere
do,
to keep our
don't
little
we?
notebook and pen.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
Yeah.
I was thinking is the Hierophant's notebook certainly
Mhm.
like lives within you. And so you've got this messenger bag. It's very nice. And if any brands out there are listening and they want it to be their messenger bag, you just let us know and we'll edit it in afterwards.
Yeah, we're looking at you, Samsonite.
Yeah.
we know you need the
You
publicity.
know you need the pot has been gassed. All our theater kids will buy your bags. As you are running, you don't know if it's magic, you don't know if it's logic, you don't know if it's reason, but you do remember that you are carrying around Doreen Valiente's personal journals. The woman who created the code that presumably kept all of this at bay. And as you sort of like settle into stillness after like causing all this chaos, you're like tucked within the stacks. You're in like the PKs of the Dewey Decimal System, which we don't use anymore. So I don't know why I said that, but don't worry about it. That's for me and my classmates. You are tucked away in the stacks and the shelves, and the messenger bag is warm. And you reach in, and her journals are there, and they're kind of glowing in this like very very soft, very like warm. It really reminds you of the flower that you saw in your dream, this like glow
Mhm.
that exists. So that is a magic artifact within your reach.
Cool. I think I like furiously open it and I'm like, okay, Doreen, you want to tell me something? You want to help me out right now? Show me what I got to do, baby. Show me what I got to do, Doreen.
You start flipping through these pages, and you and Roderick poured over these journals together the night
Mhm.
before. So there is hot Cheeto dust and powdered donut shrapnel left on these pages, and you watch as the detritus of your spoils sort of like falls into line and begins sort of like marching along the pages like a little line of ants, and you're like flipping through the pages as like the hot Cheeto crumbs like move to help you because you asked for help, and that is something that you are good
We're
at.
good at.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my
Wait.
god.
Aw. And you ask for help, and you reach out to this spirit of this woman who has this connection to you that you're not really sure about. You're really learning a lot of things on the fly here. Quite a rude awakening, one might say, to the powers that be, both within you and beyond. But it ends on this page with a code that you and Roderick cracked together the night before. That I would say is probably the basis of the code that you cracked today. That like this was like something that the two of you worked on together, and is maybe why it was really difficult for the emperor to fuck it up because you just had so much fun figuring it out last night that like it was there and it was successful and it was good. But the code's been cracked, and you know what you're looking at, and you are looking at a ritual, a sealing ritual. And you need one more person to do it.
Oh no.
In the internal space,
Yes.
the fireflies have started to glow the same color as the journals were, and just softly, it's subtle. And something that has been in the back of my mind through this entire thing that we've been doing the last 24 hours or however long we've been in the Sphinx here, every time I hear the name Doreen, I think of Grandma Dorothy, just the similarities in the name. And we talked about how Doc Barb as a person reminds us of Grandma, but there's something about this place that has just made me feel really close to her as well. And you've never seen this before. You've seen the fireflies, spell things out, spell words, and even make rudimentary pictures in the air sometimes, but you've never seen them do what they're doing now, which is that they really shape themselves into like a 3D bust of Dorothy, of Grandma.
Oh.
And then it shifts to Roderick, who is the other person that is top of mind right now. And I think that the Hierophant is really caught up in these influential, important people that we have loved in our lifetime. And the cloud just sort of shifts back and forth between the two of them. Dorothy and Roderick. Dorothy and Roderick.
The magician is going to just kind of go up to the cloud that's like switching back and forth, and is just going to sort of like I feel like there's never been an opportunity for anybody to like really reach out and touch the Hierophant, like, but this is like the first opportunity that there has been to really like put a hand on a shoulder, because like the Hierophant is also almost always the one that's like more in control, the mommy, but like very like there's a moment where like the magician is like, this is a genuine moment of um vulnerability almost. And so I'm just going to kind of like reach out a hand in sort of like the area where the shoulder would be for the two busts and say, I know.
The cloud glows a little brighter, and you feel a warmth where you're touching.
Point of inspiration.
That's
beautiful. Can I give those out? This is a great question.
I would say in the form of
did it
XP.
so confidently.
In the form of XP. I think that's how we usually do it.
Great. Then I would like to give the magician and the Hierophant XP. I think that was a really lovely moment that I interrupted. So
All right,
continue.
fool,
But
I guess we gotta
just-
stop our fucking
Yeah.
game. Jesus Christ.
But the magician, do you say anything else?
I don't know. Like there's I don't want to push the Hierophant at all, but I think the magician is just gonna say something like, I don't know if we want to bring more people into this that we love.
The fool pipes in and says, I don't know if we have a choice.
I know.
For once, I agree with the fool. And if you need someone to lead Roderick, I think we all know who can do that.
Okay. Yeah.
The orange fingerprints are all over that book.
Yeah.
And also, so control is technically up for grabs because we did that test. So if anyone wants to.
I'd take it. Does someone want to join me?
Do you ask that in character?
Yeah, I think you see like the emperor is like about to do the standard like rush to the podium the second there's a chance, and the emperor hesitates and says, if someone wants to come up with me, maybe this situation requires more than one person.
I could join you, but It would be better if you join me, and just out of character, because I don't want to have to pay the psyche to do it, because I don't have very many.
Oh.
So if you
Wait,
have
how
a
much is
psyche
it
to spend,
again?
it's 1 to join. Whoever's the one that's joining in.
Oh, totally. Yeah, okay. I can do that.
Okay, so back in character, I would step up if you would join me. I would be honored.
It would be my honor to join you, Hierophant.
Beautiful.
The fool like wipes a tear away and is like, "That was really big of you, Emperor."
Find your hair, fool.
Okay.
Now.
And whose fault is that? And then
I don't recall.
I take my frozen monkey and we walk off.
Still stiff as a board.
Ugh.
Just by the tail.
Yeah, stiff, and it's unyielding. So the Hierophant settles in control, and the Emperor joins the Hierophant. What does this look like? I know in the past the Hierophant has sort of enveloped the others when joining in co-control, but since you are the one who stepped in initially, what does it look like when the two of you team up together?
I think the Hierophant is here to enable and empower. And so I take the shape of the Emperor's crown.
Oh yeah. That's
Mm.
exactly what I was thinking too.
Yay!
Yo. That's sick.
Delish. Gorgeous. What do? You are now in co-control together. You have sort of like set up this barrier between you and the rest of the library. You can hear Phyllis and Doc Barb sort of arguing, and Phyllis is calling out your name, and you can hear the two of them sort of like coming towards you, but you have certainly set up enough of a barricade that it's not easy. They have not been able to find you.
Carlyle will take a deep breath and say, "He wouldn't leave me behind. I'm not going to leave him." And we'll try to like kind of circumvent them, right? If they're coming straight on,
Yeah.
maybe go a circuitous route around to flank them behind to where Roderick and the rest of the team is frozen.
Yeah, definitely. Let me take a peek at my sheet.
Uh-oh.
I don't necessarily think that there would be there's not like, I guess discretion maybe is the test here, to see if you can do it in sort of a sneaky, subtle way without getting caught. Which is swords, which is the Hierophant's suit.
Yeah, I've got a
Oh.
+1 in that.
Totally. Okay.
So an active test of discretion. Gorge. The risk is still high, so I'll say we've got a 7 to a 10, unless and then you said a +1, Hierophant?
That is correct.
Gorge, which brings us back down to a 6. If anyone has anything they would like to do, you may. Now is your time.
I mean, I can try to help us if things go terribly wrong, but that's about
The same.
yeah,
Cool.
okay.
All right. This is an active test of discretion. You need a 6 to a 10 to succeed.
Oh, Lord.
Hierophant, you are in control. The Emperor has only joined you, so I'll have you make the call. 1, 2, or 3.
Well, I'm with Jules, so I have to say 3.
Okay.
Oh.
6 of Cups.
Oh.
Beats it.
Totally fine.
Okay.
Which is really lovely. The 6 of Cups is about nostalgia. It's about connection. It's about like
yeah.
childhood friendship, which I think makes a lot of sense, right? We've sort of been thinking about our grandmother Dorothea, our like curiosity, the lessons that she taught us, and we're going to get Roderick, who is like our best friend, and you by keeping your goal in mind of reaching him safely, you are able to find your way through this library in a way that keeps you out of trouble. I will say that you don't see where they are. You don't see where Phyllis or the Sphinxes or Doc Barb are. You can still hear them, but because this wasn't like a perception test or anything, your focus was getting back to Roderick, which you do. And he is still frozen, face in a smile, holding the code, really proud of you that you have just like cracked it, and we're walking away, and he is still. What do you do?
Is there anything, now that we know that solving the code was the thing that triggered this, is there anything about this piece of paper that he's holding? Is it different in any way?
That's a really good question. I will say yes. I think it glows with the same light that the journals did, but at a much fainter rate. You sort of get the sense that whatever magic this paper did have has dissipated.
As Carlyle, I think we walk forward and just try to take it out of his hand.
Yep, you are able to do that without any issue.
Does anything change?
No. You just take the paper out of his hand?
Yeah.
No. You're holding the paper now. You've got it. It doesn't like rip or tear or anything. You're able to read it. But no, there is no change in Roderick.
Is there anything, you said we're able to read it, is there anything on it now that we see in a new light, now that we're looking through these sort of awakened eyes, so to speak?
That is another good question. You guys have great questions. If there is anything that you notice about the paper, now that you have fresh and special magical eyes, it's certainly Latin. It is, you know what it says because you cracked the code. It says safety for all, which is salus omnibus. Unless that's not true. If we've got a Latin scholar listening in, and if we do, keep it to yourself. That's what Google Translate said. But good on you for studying a cool language. No, there's nothing about the paper itself that is special or particularly revealing. I would say if you're looking for information on that, the journal would be a good place to start. But the paper itself, the seal has been broken, so it's just a code now.
All right, let's put it into the bag with the journal.
Cool.
And then I think internally for a moment, I'm going to just say to everybody, well, they keep talking about us having some sort of special power. I don't know about you all. I don't really know what that means, but let's see if the power of our will is enough to do anything with it. And I want to touch Roderick kind of on his chest, on his breastbone, sort of by his heart.
Oh.
And just Carlyle closes their eyes and tries to sort of will Roderick out of whatever this sepia frozen trance is.
Beautiful. I love it. I am not going to call it a test.
Ooh.
Because you use the magic words, which is what I love about playing games. Sometimes the code is right there in front of you. You reach forward, and you're all sort of like in this like moment. You reach forward, you put your hand on Carlyle's breastbone, and you do you say anything? Do you think anything in particular? Any like phrase or?
I think I'm just focusing on the connection between us, the depth, the history of that connection. You know, everything from flashes from the last 24 hours to that very first time on the bench when we really found this connection.
Yeah. And you sort of watch it melts away from him, this sepia tone, like magic, like Cinderella's dress being transformed. And he's slowly like he grows pink again in the cheeks. And he's no longer, and he's like his hand is still up, and you're suddenly very close to him, and he's like, whoa, what, what are you, what's going on? Are you okay?
There's something I need to do that I should have done a long time ago that I need to get out of the way first. And I lean in and kiss him.
I knew it! 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 Yes!
The Emperor starts panicking. Wait, what?
Asmodeus unfreezes.
Yes. True love's kiss. Very yeah, confetti falls from the ceiling in the internal space. And he kisses you back after a moment of surprise. And then pulls away and is just cheesing. Just like the biggest smile you've ever seen. Just like so like excited and like and he's like um cool. That was good. That thank you. And he laughs.
Nerd.
He is yes, very very overcome by gay panic. And giggles a little and is like, okay, now what? Do we do it again? Or
I'm going to put my finger on his lips and just go, okay, this is going to seem like a big non sequitur, but shh, follow me. Things are weird. Follow me quietly, but just kind of look around and take in what you're seeing while we go and try not to freak out.
okay, yeah, okay, sure. Well, you know what? I'm in. Let's do it. And he nods, and is ready to follow you wherever you may lead him.
And I'm going to internally say to the Emperor, all right, he's awake. He's primed. You said you could lead.
The Emperor is bright red. Oh, I get it now. Okay, all right. And the
Sorry,
Emperor
dude.
like sort of like yeah will charge forth. I think we need to activate this ritual. We need a second person. Do we need to be in any specific location to do it?
You look back at the journal. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'll say that you do. You do not need to be in a specific location. You do have to have what you are sealing in sight.
I see. Okay, cool. And we're seeing Phyllis is my plan. Okay,
Lock
cool.
her
Lock her up. It's like we always say on the pod. It's big
like
gas.
we always
Lock her up. That
But
will also be
emails.
available for merch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll focus on her staff. Does that seem to be kind of like where this is coming from?
I would say that's like a good bet as any. It's not something that you've seen her use before. Black and white stripes were like the color of the pajamas she was wearing, but that sort of just seems to be like her whole vibe. Very thematic visual
That's
clues,
big
I would
Bond
say.
villain energy. Okay.
Yeah. The costume designer was like, I'm on it.
I was thinking big Beetlejuice energy myself.
that
but-
too.
Well, I guess I'll seal her just to be safe.
Well, you know what? Why not?
Yeah, shoot for the moon. You might get a satellite.
Yeah. That's what we also say on the pod.
Are we gonna try doing this Yule like right now? Or are we gonna try and like find a way to tell Roderick what the hell is going on?
Use Roderick and then talk to Roderick, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
From the Emperor's point of view, I've realized now that love makes him more pliable, and that's the component I've been missing the entire time.
Do you say that out loud or indicate that in any way?
No, of course not.
Yeah, you would have several aspects that would have a problem with that, so don't say that out loud.
No.
It's so funny because the Emperor was like, oh, I get it now. And everybody was like, the power of love. And he's like, to use. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's track her down. Let's do it.
Okay. I will say that the Sphinx Institute is pretty large. There's also for ease of visual, a second floor that's sort of like a round shape. They call those circles in some fields. Of
Okay.
like a second floor, so you can like see down onto the first floor. But there are like more shelves up on the second, so you can continue to track them down, or you can go upstairs and try to like be above while this.
Oh, I'd
happens.
love to be above him. Yeah.
I would too.
That's
Great.
art of war, baby.
Art of war, baby. Let's get the high ground. Cool. You and Roderick sneak up the stairs up to the second floor, and you can see sort of like all the carnage and chaos that you've caused. And Roderick is like, "Is this? Am I allowed to ask about that, or is that like something that we're saving for later?"
Shh, I'll kiss him on the cheek.
Okay.
Just
And
pay
he goes,
attention.
"Okay, you got it."
Excellent.
Uh,
Emperor.
so funny. You can see now that Phyllis and Doc Barb are not together. They seem to be on their own sort of quests. Doc Barb is still calling your name, Lyle. Lyle, where are you? Yes. And Phyllis is kicking through rubble and sort of like poking her staff behind bookshelves. And the sphinxes are meandering. They look up and they see you, but they don't do anything. They just observe that you're there. But you are on the second floor. You can see everyone that you want to. What do you do?
The prey is within my sight. The Emperor won't flinch now. My hand must be swift and it must be decisive. I will begin this ritual and rip Phyllis from the mortal plane into whatever pocket dimension I can shunt her into.
Do you
and
say
I'll do
that?
it for love.
And I'll do. How about that? Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if Carlyle will say that. The Emperor will say that. Carlyle will probably
Okay,
say
okay.
something much nerdier, like "Stop!" or something like that.
Enough. Okay, cool. Is there anything that I'm giving you, like just like a brief check-in? If there's anything anybody wants to do, speak now or forever hold your peace before we begin the ritual.
I guess I don't.
Jesus.
Do we know what kind of thing this is?
Right. I assume there's a test here.
Oh, there is. There is. This ritual was designed by Matthew and Nix, I believe, one of
Oh.
you, in materials I was provided,
Okay.
handed me this ritual, which I think is really, really cool and a really.
Nix, have you created our own demise?
I think my husband did. If Bianca is talking about the one that I think it is. This was a Josh creation.
Then
Oh, shit.
thank you, Josh.
Thank you,
This
Josh.
I think this ritual is really cool narratively and sort of displays, I think, more of divination strengths, which is something that I really appreciated, which is why we'll be doing it. So let me tell you what you're going to be doing. I won't be esoteric about it. I'll be straightforward. The mechanic of the ritual is each aspect must take control one at a time, use all of their remaining psyche, and pass an active test of the throne opposite theirs.
Oh no!
That's fine. That's fine.
Shit.
Wait, what does opposite mean?
So
As
whatever
in on the
circle.
on the cardinal directions.
Oh.
So guess
usually
what?
the one that you
I'm
have a
the
minus
throne
one
of
in.
swords. Guess what's opposite swords?
No.
Oh yeah.
Cups.
Cups.
No, wait.
Okay, but we're
the f-
ready in that.
Down to a -2, right? Or is that?
Yeah. Yeah. The first aspect to be tested is whomever is in control when the ritual begins. So we can discuss if that means Hierophant or Emperor, since you are both in control, and then we will move in whichever direction, depending on who goes first. Let me read you the other like qualifications of this ritual, and then if you've got questions, we can talk about it. Once again, thank you, Josh. Each aspect will receive a bonus to the test equal to the amount of psyche they have remaining.
Oh.
Oh shit. This is gonna be great
Powers.
for me.
Yeah. Powers and XP can be used as with any active test, but if you use psyche on a power, you cannot apply it to swing. 3 out of 4 aspects must succeed to complete the sealing ritual and prevent disaster. If you fail the ritual, you will be depleted, and you won't be able to intervene in what happens next.
Wild.
Any
Okay.
questions? I know that's sort of like a lot of information to take in, so just take a couple seconds to pray to whatever god you believe in, and
You
count your
said
coins.
3 of 4 have to pass.
Yes.
How much?
So-
how are we doing on psyche, team?
I
have
with that
6.
with that inspiration XP that we got a little bit ago, that gave me enough to buy back one more. So I've got 4.
Oh,
You
good.
need 2 to
Okay.
buy back 1, right?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll go ahead and spend. Yeah, I've been holding on to 2 XP, and I just got that third one, so I've got 1 XP, and I'm going to add 1 to bring me to 4 also.
Is
I'll
it
do the
bad
same.
to use our XP? Like, if I
What do you
use
mean?
it all, like
If you
nothing bad happens, right?
No, you just won't have it to spend on something else.
Yeah, but
Sick.
this is the end game, so
Great. So I will also spend.
yeah,
2.
everybody, we're just gonna take a quick stop in the store. We're gonna cash in.
Let's burn everything we have.
Yep.
I want David to put like Wii music over
yeah,
this.
if
You could.
Because what? Oh, so I could like try to give you all an extra psyche. I would burn 2 to do that, but it would give you all a better shot. Do you
And
think that's worth
narratively,
doing?
very interesting for the emperor to sacrifice himself, considering.
The Emperor likes to
Considering
win.
we're all in
baby.
this situation because of you in the first place.
Oh.
Okay, I'll fucking do it. I think if it's narratively interesting, then that's what we do. All right. The Emperor, will stand on the throne, sort of shrug off the Hierophant's influence, and I will spend 2 psyche, meaning I have 2 left, to demand a brief show of respect or unity from the other aspects.
God damn it.
They salute you, kneel before you, a high five, a brief toast. This demand takes place solely in the shared space of the hero's mind. Any aspects who fulfill the demand to your satisfaction earn 1 bonus point. So, like, I'll stand on top of my throne. I'll put 1 foot up on the podium. I almost fall off, but I keep my balance. And I draw my sword and I hold it in the air. And I say, "We do this as a family. We do this for Carlyle. We will not be shut down again. We will take control of this power by our own means, for it is the will of your emperor." And I'll wait.
When you were describing your crown, did you
Yeah.
say it's just a simple circle, basically?
I know
Am
it's
I
like
remembering?
what do you call it? Like a wreath of flames.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Is that your ideal crown?
I think that is what the emperor thinks is most badass.
Interesting. I think the shape of the Hierophant crown that has been on your head has been in that, but in this moment, it shapes into something that is very regal and glowing and powerful,
Oh, yeah.
and maybe not so badass, but more inspiring and the kind of thing that people would look up to and trust.
Oh, I love that.
the fool will walk up, and now Asmodeus, who is, animated once more.
Yes.
We will both place our hand on your hand that's holding the sword. And I'll just nod to you and say, "You've got this."
I
look at the magician.
The magician has been kind of standing there, looking around the room, and so he kind of comes down in the center of the lectern where a few of the desks are, and he makes this. He just kind of stands there for a moment and says, "Okay." And it makes a big show of sort of like like in an anime, whenever they like throw their clothes off to reveal like a different outfit. He
Yes.
sort of does that, and he's got this sort of like full like Victorian scholar look, and he takes his hands and he grabs one of the desks, slams it into another desk, and like a couple of those desks mash together in a row. He takes those desks, pushes them forward, that mash together in some more, and then he takes from behind him, out of nowhere, a giant scroll, lands it, smacks it down on the giant desk that has now fused together, flips it open, and it's a huge map of basically like what could happen next. And he says, "Tell me where to go, and I will be there."
You see the Emperor's crown sort of shatter and turn into three like kind of glowing orbs, and they turn into a badge of office that like floats inside of the swarm of the Hierophant, sort of like lands on the fool's jacket and kind of is absorbed into the confusing mass of the magician as the now crownless Emperor takes the first test.
Here we go. Okay.
And so we each get a psyche for that? Was that
Yeah,
the
you each get a psyche for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm up to
That's
my
what we
max of
did that little
5.
dance
Yeah.
for.
Yeah. I'm a beast.
Oh wait, what is the max of psyche? Is it
We
5?
actually have 6 I've got marked. I think whoever it was that had that with the magician during character creation took the option that we upped it to 6.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
6. Yeah.
I'm shuffling the cards. I'm nervous.
Me too.
Hang
I
on.
think it's going to be great. Okay, so this is a active test of wands for the Emperor. There's certainly some risk here, so I'm going to bump us up by 1.
Oh, dirt.
Uh, Emperor, how many psyche do you have?
I have 2 left.
Would you like to use them both now to help bump you down to a 5?
I'll use.
It's endgame, baby.
Yeah, I'll use 2. I'll use 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay.
I don't have anything that would cost 1 that would save us. So.
Yeah, there you go. This is an active test of wands. You need a 5 or higher. Emperor,
Yes.
1, 2, or 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, those good numbers. Good numbers. Good numbers. I'm gonna go with 3.
Yay! No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
No.
Oh
Okay.
no.
The 4 of coins.
Oh,
That's-
you know what I got?
What?
What?
We can use spells and stuff, right? Spells. What?
Yeah, we can use we can use powers. Yes.
I cast magic missile on us.
And
Wait, we
die.
can do that all along?
Whoa!
I'm going to use something that I like to call expert edge, because that's what it's called.
Yay!
And I'm going to spend 2 of my psyche to do this.
Okay.
Raise or lower by 1 the number of a just revealed future card. I'm going to raise it by 1 to bring it to 5.
Nice. Meets it, beats it.
Magician.
Which I think is really it presents a very interesting image as the Emperor like uses all of their energy. When you are depleted of psyche, you are depleted, you are defeated, you have nothing, you can't do anything, and sort of like is like in this very weakened state and fails, and the magician at the last moment swoops in and saves him. What does that look like internally?
Let me
Emperor,
see.
first I'll ask, like, what does it look like when you are depleted of all of your power?
You see my like throne begin to shrink. I've already lost my crown to do the show of respect. But you see the Emperor actually start to age rapidly.
Whoa.
and sort of turn into like a very old man. This like kind of King Lear-esque like beard growing down to the floor and start to like begin to like kind of shrivel up as like his vitality has been drained.
Do you get
Yes.
physically larger, or are you still little boy sized?
I think I'm still a little boy size. I think like there was a period where I'm like, oh wait, the Emperor's getting bigger, and like, oh no, Emperor's
Oh,
getting
no,
smaller.
Yeah, absolutely. So you were all sort of watching this process happen, this rapid aging process. Magician, what does it look like when you intervene and step in?
So the magician is going to again sort of like reach behind him and bring out one of those. I don't know what the word is, but it's one of those sort of like long sticks that people use to push things around on a map, a la Game of Thrones,
Yep,
Totally.
or any World War II media, I guess.
sure.
And what you see is he just says no, and he puts he there is suddenly like on the map a perfect replica of the throne that the emperor is on, and he takes the little pushy thing and he pushes that picture of the throne just far enough, and what you see is that it is sitting on a timeline, and he pushes it just backwards in time enough that the emperor doesn't fully die of old age, uh, just long enough to succeed.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
The
beautiful.
Emperor is just like kind of struggling to like stay up in the chair and says, "Thank you, brother," and like sort of falls back into the throne.
Cool. That's really beautiful. And I also think it's really lovely because the 4 of coins is all about like miserly control, really like gripping very
Hmm.
tightly to our resources. Where the 5 is the mantra I always think of with the 5 of coins is bad for money, good for love. That even when we are out in the snow, there is warmth to be had in the people who love us. And
God,
so
that actually
Oh,
got me a little
wow.
bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in this moment, love wins. So we pass our first test. And you can hear from down below as you and Roderick are holding hands, and he's like, "I'm trusting you on this one." And you are sort of like channeling your energy, the two of you, and you can hear from down below like the sphinxes start to sort of like. David, if you could put in some cool like lion noises.
Wait, they were just there. I just heard them. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. Oh my God, thank you so much. And so it's beginning to work. And we will move. I think I have it written down which way we move. But maybe I don't. Yes.
Well, technically, I'm still in control because the emperor would have fallen out of control by being depleted, but I would still be there.
Nice.
And that actually makes perfect sense because you are next in line. We go pentacles to swords.
Right.
So magic is real, and it is in all of us right now. Okay. Hello, Hierophant.
Hello, diviner, fair, and just. Let me ask you a question.
Absolutely.
Did we ever talk about Roderick's boons?
We did, and I'm so glad that you brought that up because now is the time to be thinking about it. Roderick, as we discussed in the very first episode, is our Page of Cups. So his boon, I will read to you. Whoa. Likes teamwork, resilient, and helpful. You can lower by 1 the number of a just revealed future card on any cups test. Up to 2 if beloved. We didn't
That's
talk
not going to
about
help us.
right.
Lowering numbers is not going to help us.
Lowering numbers is not going to help us. Sorry, Roderick. Love wins, but not like this.
Can this
Yeah.
part of the ritual take the Hierophant by surprise? Like, oh wait, are we doing this?
Oh,
Because
shit.
then it's
Ah!
opposite, right?
Now
Yeah.
it's passive, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because if it was a passive test, we would also get, because Roderick is also blessed, and we would also
Yes.
get a passive, a +1 on all passive tests. But
Wild.
all right, well,
you-
I'm going to do something here. It helps us not at all from a numbers standpoint, but narratively, I think it's pretty. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to spend 1 psyche to use cohesion. When an active test is called and the hero is accompanied by an attached NPC who is willing, ready, and able to offer assistance toward the task at hand, gain +1 on the test. +2 if the attachment was beloved. Well, I don't think we're there yet with the number of bonds, but this is in addition to any boons, but we've already established that won't do anything for us. So basically, I'm spending one of my psyche to get a +1 on the test, which is going to net even. But it's a
But
nice
it's
thing
pretty,
to
yeah, I like that.
involve Roderick in this in a more active way here.
Yes, and what does it look like when you pull this power?
So you said we were holding hands, right?
That's what I imagined. I don't think
Yeah.
you established that, but that's what I was picturing.
I think that's probably right. I think that when the emperor falls out of control, we know that it was a little bit more all business in those moments, and in that exact moment when the emperor is depleted and falls out of the lectern of control, Roderick feels Carlyle's hands just soften. They're not gripping the hands so tightly anymore, and we've been looking around the room at the sphinxes and taking everything in, and we just look back and hold Roderick's eye contact for a few moments and give a little squeeze and say, my God, you just dove right into this. You have no idea what the fuck is going on, and you are here. Thank you.
And he sort of blushes. And he squeezes your hand. When your hands go soft, he like grips them tighter, and it's like we can do this. Whatever this is, great first date. Let's go. And we will begin your test. So I will say with that move, we are back to 6. You've netted even. You've I forgot the word. It doesn't matter. You have removed risk. Remove is the word I was looking for. It's like ruminated. That doesn't make any sense. You've removed the risk. So we are back to 6. What is your cups? What?
Well, technically no, because if risk was 1, oh yeah, no, you're right. Because where this is going to even out is in my psyche, because I spent 1 psyche to do that. So I would have had 5, but now I've got 4. My cups is -3.
Okay, so we'll do -3.
Other direction, making it harder.
There you tell them.
Numbers. Yeah.
I know. No. And then I am going to spend all of my psyche. So I've got 4. So 2 more.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, there we go. Yep.
You're good. Great. 5 and above. Okay.
All right.
Yes, numbers are hard.
That really scared me for a
I'm-
second there. I was like,
know.
no. Not 9.
Okay.
I'm so nervous.
I know.
Yeah, this is stressful.
Hey, Hierophant, this is an active test of cups. We are ready in this.
We are.
Oh,
So
yeah.
We are
Actually,
ready. Oh, thank God. That's another one. Woo.
Bump down to
Are
4.
ready.
We are ready. So you need a 4 or higher to succeed in your portion of the ritual. 1, 2, or 3.
1.
The 7 of Wands.
Oh yeah.
Which is really, I love magic. The 7 of Wands is all about fighting for what you want. It doesn't really matter what the opponent is. What matters is that you want it, and it is worth fighting for. And I think that has been sort of like exemplified in the past like 10 minutes of Carlyle's day. Is really just this desire to keep everyone safe, and to get this shit under control. So Hierophant, what does it look like as you are depleted? What does it look like as you use everything within you to power through and fight for what you want?
So any glow that was left in the fireflies is gone. And any shaping that they were doing, I think that as the emperor fell out of control, the Hierophant stayed in the shape of that crown that it had shaped into. And any shaping or intention to the movement of the fireflies is gone. They just kind of ooze out of the seat of control, and they're not glowing or really doing much of anything anymore, just kind of sliding out of place and drifting over to the side of the room.
Sad. The vibe in the interior space is bleak, but the vibe in the outer world is growing more and more chaotic. You feel as Carlyle this power surging through you, which you have never harnessed in this way before. And because Roderick is there, it is not overwhelming, but well balanced. As you are pushing forward to complete this ritual, and we move to the magician. It is your turn to take control and take your final test. So this will be a pentacles test. I'm going to remove this.
Oh, right in the pentacles. Let's do it one more time. One more time.
Tense
One more time.
moment,
Why
Jules.
not?
Can
Well, we got it. The old man from the corner is like, no, the pentacles. Okay, an active test. Beep 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 beep. We've got the risk, so you are at 7. Magician, what is your pentacles stat?
Got a -1.
-1. Okay, that will bring us up to an 8. What? How many psyche do you have, and are you using?
I have 3.
Okay.
And okay, so this is
Talk to me.
looking at. So it's pentacles.
Yeah.
Is it just like general pentacles? Because we do have readiness and worldliness. I am seeing Nyx shaking her head.
Yeah, Nyx is shaking her head. This is unfortunately just a suit test.
That is,
Um,
I'm fine with this.
But I'm glad that you asked, because I'm sure there was some folks at home that were like, "Wait a minute, they were ready," and we
Yeah, yeah,
were, but just not for this moment.
Okay, I mean, I'm just gonna have to do this one bare. I don't have anything really except for giving out my psyche. And yeah, if I run out, then I'm not in control anymore and I can't control anything after that. And I think I'm gonna have to sort of okay, if I give 2, that gives us down to 6, right?
Mhm.
I know I'm gonna give 2.
'Kay.
And I'm gonna think for 5 minutes about whether or not
5 minutes. 5
if y'all want to like grab
5
some
real
water
minutes?
or
5 minutes is a really long time.
Certainly not 5 minutes.
you know what? Okay, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna lean on the magician's sensibility,
There we go.
and that is so the magician's entire thing is like being really good at what we do, and he is super confident right now, because we are 2 for 2, and so far we have been pretty successful. And what that means is he's probably a little bit too confident, so he's gonna keep the 1 extra psyche.
Just in case.
Yeah.
We got this shit.
We got this. Okay.
We got that.
Magician, this is an active test of pentacles. You need a 6 or higher to succeed. 1, 2, or 3.
I'm gonna use the last psyche. I'm gonna use 1 more psyche. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna. I couldn't do it.
So funny.
Oh, I couldn't do it. Sorry. Go down 1 and.
That's so funny.
Does that happen in the internal space?
Yeah.
You know what? I think it has to. It definitely does. Full
Okay.
confidence, and then you see him shrink by 2 solid feet.
Yeah.
So he has to like lift his hands up to keep his hands on the book. And we're gonna go into uncharted territory, I think, and pull 2.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you meant pull 2 cards. I'm like, we could just do that?
Sorry.
The Ace of
Oh
Pentacles.
no!
Ah.
That is
Yeah, you could not have made that low enough.
that is the worst.
Nyx, have a question about disaster. Is that a disaster, pulling an ace?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, just for those listening at home, a disaster is the worst numerical outcome. So an ace on an active test or a 10 on a passive test.
And it's in the suit of the test. I don't know if that does anything.
That doesn't mean anything. The suit matters if it's a success and it matches the test, then it's a crit.
This is so funny because the Ace of Pentacles is all about optimism and potential and new beginnings.
Oh,
But
man.
Oh,
this
might be a new beginning.
might be a new beginning.
The optimism is that we've got one more aspect.
One more aspect on the whole. Come on.
You see, I think because this all happens pretty quickly, right? So the magician is standing at the lectern, shrinks 2 feet, we flip the card. Because the magician shrinks 2 feet, you can see, particularly you, the fool, who's sort of the only one left, you can see on the viewing screen into the outside. Carlyle looks over the railing at the scene below, and you can see that the sphinxes are encroaching upon Doc Barb. They are getting closer, and they are hungry, and they need to be fed. Time for a test. Step up to the plate, baby. Let's go.
Great. So in rapid succession, I think the fool
Yes.
like jumps, races up there. I'm gonna pull copycat, and I'm gonna take expert edge from the magician.
Nice.
Not from, but I'm gonna put that into my wheelhouse. And this manifests as me, like I think I look at the magician and I give them this look like all is not lost, you are not a failure, blah blah blah, and then I basically whatever you're wearing in this like Victoria academic like look, did I say Victoria or did I say
You did say
Victoria?
Victoria.
You
That's
did
fine.
say
That's-
Victoria,
It's
but
not,
that's
it's not incorrect.
Embarrassing.
No, it's her secret.
Close
She's a scholar.
Yeah.
She's a queen.
So I like put on the exact clothes that you're wearing and I grow hair that looks like whatever your hair looks like. And
But
I
wait,
assume
what happens to the magician when you run out of juice?
What does this look like as you are
Oh.
as like this? Like I imagine this transformation is happening in tandem, so it almost looks like the fool.
Ooh, rogue.
Yeah.
It's like it's very
Scary.
rogue. It's like taking on what you are losing. But what does it look like while you are depleting, magician?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. For the side of the magician, like with the shrinking, you also sort of get the sense that it's a hard thing to like really see necessarily, but like you start noticing that he seems more hollow as like his insides are sort of emptied out, and you know, like there's something that someone always used to say to me was like, well, someone, my uncle used to say, well, son, if you what was it? If you got any skinnier, you'd have to run around in the shower to get wet. And that's
That's
sort
very
of
uncle.
like, yeah, that's sort of like what happens to the magician. Like he kind of like hollows and gets a little bit more two dimensional as he turns into a sort of piece of paper that sort of dissipates. And you get also the sense that he had on his robes a like first place medal. And there is the emotional sense of someone saying, sorry, we actually gave that to the wrong person. We're going to need that back.
Damn.
Oh,
Okay.
that La La Land. Yeah. That
What?
You know, does that
every
make sense?
every time James opens their freaking mouth, I end up in
weeping.
awe. Just mouth agape.
Yeah, that's our James, baby. That's our James.
Oh my god.
Tell everyone I know.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay, so with this sort of like final overwhelming sense of loss and embarrassment and the feeling of having to hand back what you thought was yours, fool, you are alone. You are the last test that stands between this world and the next. No pressure. This is an active test of swords. I will put the risk at 1, as it has been for everyone. So we are at a 7. What is your sword stat?
-1.
Okay, we are at an 8. How many psyche do you have that you want to use?
I want to use 4 psyche.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So I have I have 2 left then.
Good. And 2 is what you need for expert edge, I'm assuming.
No, did you spend psyche for expert edge? Because it, James,
Oh, sorry.
James.
does expert edge cost psyche?
It does. Sorry.
you're
It
okay.
costs 2.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Just want to check in. Garge, okay. This is an active test of swords. You have to pass this test for the ritual to succeed. You need a 4 or higher. That feels good. Fool, 1, 2, or 3.
I want to leave
I'm
my
already
body.
dressed like the magician. Should I just use the rest of my psyche? Fuck. Fuck. You guys, I don't know.
I know.
If I had to recommend anything, it would be don't pick 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, wait, we've all been burned.
Okay. Okay. So, 3.
Okay. 3.
Yep. B, what is it?
6 of swords.
Oh.
Critical
Why did you guys?
success.
Why did you? The
We made
sound
the
you two
exact
made
same
sound like
noise.
we
That was weird.
totally failed. You make it sound like we actually just died.
That's just the sound I make when I'm
That's-
happy, baby.
That's just the noise of joy.
Misery and
next
joy live right next door to each other.
Same side of the coin. You were just saying something about a success if the card suit matches the test suit.
That's right. That's a crit.
So this is a crit,
Oh my
which
gosh.
means
Oh,
we
hell yeah.
get XP.
Everybody gets an XP.
Everybody gets an
nice.
XP, so you get a little sprinkle of juice and joy back into your life. James has their arms in the air.
I had 1 point of experience, and I'm just going to combine those and bring you back to 1 psyche.
Hooray! The magician is back online. It happens quickly. It is this. Well, Fool, you tell me a little bit about like what this like final push of magic is. The 6 of Swords, I think, is the perfect card to have been pulled here, because it is about the journey after something difficult and terrible has come to pass. But we are at peace now. We are moving towards safety. We are not well. We are not fully healed, but we have put ourselves in a position where we are leaving pain behind.
Cool. Guys, tarot is real. Like, yeah. I'm not being paid to say that either.
No, we don't get paid.
By
Not
Big
paid
Tarot.
Tarot.
By Big Tarot.
By Big Tarot.
But
Big
once
Tarot
again,
once again.
Yeah.
Yeah, this like final surge of magic, I think just like both hands on the lectern, and like the 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 fool is never focused. The fool is like a dilettante, like just constantly like moving their attention to everything. And for the first time, they truly zero in on what it is they want and understanding the stakes. And it feels like they are finally jumping off their cliff's edge. And so there's this sense, I feel like, and if I can, I want everyone to feel a sense of like falling in their like that like the whole stomach feeling. And then the fool's beaded curtain just like breaks, and beads just like bounce down the stairs. And yeah, I think there's like just like a power surge, and there's just like the second that you get used to the feeling of falling, you stop falling.
Mm.
And then there's just stillness and calm.
Inside. Outside, it's a bit more hectic.
Yeah.
But inside, I think that's there is this moment of pure serenity where you do something extraordinary and realize I could probably do that again. And it is like this you have tapped into this resource that has been awoken within you, and you see down below the sphinxes begin to flicker in and out of existence, inches away from Doc Barb, and you can hear Phyllis screaming, and then whew, the sepia tone is gone. The competitors are all right back into movement. There are shouts from down below because seconds before somebody had just said, "You cracked it! You cracked it!" And so now everybody's sort of looking around. You can see Shay and Eileen like where the hell did they go? They were literally just here. The bookshelves, the pots, the chaos that you caused in your attempt to escape has all been righted. Doc Barb stands in the middle of the room, shaken, and she looks around and looks up and sees you, and she smiles, soft and warm and grateful. And Roderick squeezes your hands, and he's like, "Okay, you got a lot of questions to start answering."
Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
And the camera sort of like pans out and away. The two of you holding hands on the second floor. The chaos of a bunch of nerds, all realizing they lost in the same moment, down below, and we move up, 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 and away. And that's where we'll end our little saga. Thank you so much for
Oh,
playing with me. You did
Wow.
it!
Yay!
Let's hear it for B, y'all.
Oh,
No,
thank
kidding.
you.
Yes.
Stop. Keep
What
going.
a fucking story.
You're so
That's great.
good.
Jules, if people want to
What?
sing our praises, what? Where can they start warming up?
They can warm up wherever good podcasts are sold. We're on Spotify, we're on iTunes, we're on that other one that you don't tell
Apple
people that you
Podcasts?
use because
Yeah, right.
it's not quite as good as the other ones that people normally use. But you like it because it has that one feature that you like. That's fine. Sometimes people like different things. You know? And guess what? Our podcast is there. So no skin off my back, Jack. Yeah, we're there. We're on Instagram at The Pod Has Been Cast. Drop us a line, dog. Say hey. Tell us how you're doing. Tell us how your day's going. Tell B that magic is real.
Yeah.
And I think that's my part that I say. I
Yeah.
just go, right? I do other things, right?
Yeah,
Call
you're
the
done.
patrons?
You did it.
Yeah, okay. Oh, no. Okay, I'll stop.
No, you can. No, that's yeah.
No, keep rolling because
Yeah.
usually because I'm not.
Oh,
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 Patrons!
patrons.
Yes, I'm talking about the Hall of Patrons. I'm talking about some of my favorite people in the entire world. These people, some of them have supported us from day one. Now, 2 campaigns, and this was a smaller one, but technically, listen, 2
Yeah.
campaigns
It's
under
not
our
about
belt.
size.
It's not about size. Everybody tells me size doesn't matter.
It's not about size.
It's about how you roll. And sometimes we roll bad. But these people, they donate, they keep us afloat. Thank you so much. They allow us to do so many fun things on this show. And we have even more fun things coming your way. So
Mhm.
big thank you to Ryan Fierbrock, Nick Narcissi, Kieran, Sajan Abraham, Omar A., Emily B., Luca, Eric Payne, Desmond Universe, Warren Daly, Jonathan Yatsky, Arlo Howard, Adrian, the bad boy of the internet, Olives, Todd Allworm, Michael Sepcott, Matt Hunter, Sam Weissman Holler, Zach Schley, Zachary S. Zimbal, Time Turner, Aaron Sillick, David Moreland, Thomas Boeing, Sarah Witherington, Elijah Sloan, Sarah Harrison, Jerica Hookie, Hannah Beeler, Zelda S., Rhea Strong, Nick Bromley, and of course, my big brother, Juan. Thank you, Patreons, for your support. If you want to be like these, frankly, amazing people, frankly, dare I say, sexy people, hop on over to, except for my brother, hop on over to somebody else, definitely sexy, not to me. Not to me.
No.
I mean, like other people, sure,
Just
yeah.
you know what?
I'm just gonna keep. David, this might be a thing to cut. Hop on over to our Patreon and sign up. My brother is sexy, I will say, but just
Well, now he can't cut it.
Well,
I know. I just feel like I just want to stick the landing and just don't know where the landing pad is.
Nailed
Support
it.
us at any tier of engagement, and whatever you feel good makes us feel good. Or just drop us a line, brother.
Yeah.
Just drop us a line. Nick's anything for the Divination crew?
Yeah. Now I can go. Earlier, when you tried to pass it to me, I was like, "No, I'm not nearly discombobulated enough yet." But now, this feels right.
Does
Now
this
I can
feel
go.
familiar? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, yeah. So you can find us online at divinationrpg.com is our website where you can learn more about the game. You can sign up for our mailing list, which will get you access to our Discord server where lots of cool people play. Some of those cool people have joined us from listening to this show.
Hell
So
yeah.
thank you and
Cool.
welcome, Pod Has Been
Hey.
Cast listeners.
Yes.
If you want to be cool like those folks, you head over to our website and join our mailing list, and you'll get that Discord link yourself. You will also get a totally free download of our preview guide, which is a fully playable version of the game. And you can also find us on social media at Divination RPG. We are for sure on Instagram. That's where I hang out the most. We are sometimes on Twitter, X, Elon Land, whatever the hell that place is. And I've got a Blue Sky account for Divination now too. So if you're on Blue
Ooh.
Sky, I haven't, what do they call it there? I haven't blued anything yet.
Oh no.
but-
Oh, no.
Hope not.
I haven't skied. I don't know. But if I get some followers over there, then maybe we will. Maybe we'll do some cool stuff. So if you're on the Blue Sky, come over and follow us at Divination RPG.
Well, on the behalf of the PHB cast family, I just want to extend a huge thank you to Nix, to
Yes.
Matthew, to the whole Divination crew for putting together just such a fucking beautiful game. You can tell a lot of
Fantastic.
love and a lot of heart went into creating this thing. All the resources, all the materials, and just all the kindness and patience you showed our crew in setting this all up. We are just so lucky that we got to collaborate with you, and hopefully we get to do it again.
Yeah,
so
well,
thank you.
right back at you. Thank you so much for playing our game and sharing it with your listeners. And thank you for having me be a part of this craziness. This was a blast. I don't get to play it very much anymore because I'm frequently running it. So
Yes.
this has been delightful. And Bianca, thank you for such a lovely story.
Well, thank you for making such a lovely game. This has been a dream.
Hell yeah. And big thanks to David Moreland, who edited the Divination. David's going to be doing a lot more editing for us coming forward. So if you like what you heard, drop David Moreland. I mean, don't message him on Instagram. He's never on it. But, I think
Yeah.
he'd like a nice word. Maybe on the Discord, say hi to David.
Yeah.
David does a lot of hard work for us. Now, okay, so here's where you're going to go. So you're going to take the 8 train, right?
Ooh.
All the way east. Not all the way. You're going to get off at the last stop before the end of the line.
Okay.
Right? And when you get out of the train, you'll see a diner on one side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side of the road, you'll see 2 buildings. In between, there's an alley. Now, in that alleyway, you can get like a root canal. You can get Botox injections. You could get a BBL. You want to go to the left side of the alley and enter in through the back, and you'll find yourself in James's Bodega.
Now here's the thing. Usually it's pretty bumping in there.
Yeah.
This time, it's closed.
Oh my God.
Knock, knock, knock.
Wait. I checked the hours online.
You did. The hours are right online. But here's the thing. This time around, James's Bodega is closed. And that's not a bad thing. You look in there. James is alternate universe. James is kind of packing up a little bit. Just closing for the day a little bit early, putting some stools up on tables. I think there's tables in a bodega.
Sure.
It's your bodega.
It's your bodega.
Yeah, I can do what I want with it. Kind of like turning off all the signs. Kind of like looking around and saying, you know what? Yeah, it's okay to close early every once in a while to take some time for yourself. If you're not
Yeah.
feeling good, if you're feeling sick, and you're not really sure if you're able to take the time for yourself, just do the best that you can and say, hey, tomorrow everything is going to still be there. I can take an extra hour for myself to breathe, and everything's going to be okay tomorrow.
Wow, that's
Close
beautiful.
early and it's okay.
That
And
was beautiful.
as we realize James's bodega is closed for self-care, we go back into the alleyway for a BBL. And with
There you
that,
go.
we leave you.
And with that, farewell. Wish me
Bye.
luck. It's my first time.
Doctor, I need a fat ass! Stat!
Okay, get out of my alleyway, kids. Bye.
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 Bye.